This is A Better Way Financial, the podcast with financial advisors and father-son team Frank and Frankie Guida.
I'm Heather Branch here with Frank and Frankie talking about ways to help you better prepare for your financial future. ABetterWayFinancial.com is where you can go to begin the conversation about your retirement plan. We also have links posted in the show notes so you can just click there as well, or again, find us anytime at ABetterWayFinancial.com. As we are now into 2024, guys, where is the Guida family on setting New Year's resolutions? I feel like there's half people are really into it, and then the other half of the population is like, no, I never do it.
So Jade and I made our goals yesterday. We wrote out our list of our goals for 2024. You know, we talked about what is our physical goals, what do we want our health to look like. We talked about our mental goals, our spiritual goals.
That's good.
And, you know, we put them right on the door. So that every morning when we wake up, we look at what are our goals for this year and let's make them happen.
It's like the whole vision board thing. You see it every day. You gotta manifest it. All right, Frank, how about you and your wife, Kim?
Well, we probably have the same goals we always had. Yeah. We're going to get healthier this year. We're going to get fitter.
I know. Well, the good news is then, with that in mind, Frank, you are not alone, because according to a new survey by Forbes, about half of responders say that their New Year's resolution is about improved fitness, kind of, sort of, a little bit like this guy on social media.
2024 is going to be my year. Yeah, this is the year I turn it around. I'm going full paleo for 2024. I'm not even sure what that even means yet, but I'm committed. Cold plunging, sauna. These are words that I'm going to use regularly in 2024 because it's going to be part of my health regimen. I'm not holding back. You know, no goal is too big. Like here's a fun one right here. Climb Mount Everest. You know, am I going to do it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But I wrote it down.
Listen, he wrote it down, guys, just like you two did. I appreciate his spirit. And I fear, though, that some of those things are not actually going to come to fruition for that guy, despite his intent. The thing about New Year's resolutions...
Does he know how cold it is in Mount Everest?
Or what about the ice bath plunges he was talking about?
The polar plunges. No, thank you.
Forget about it. It's cold enough around this time of year here in Allentown. But another big New Year's resolution for a lot of folks is the thing that you guys work day in and day out on every single day in the office, the idea of improving their finances and their financial position. So thinking about somebody listening to you on the radio right now, if their New Year's resolution is to finally resolve to plan their retirement, and they were to do it with you at A Better Way Financial, how much time and effort would that take for somebody on their part, the person that would come to you for some help?
You know, Heather, improving your finances is so much easier than getting fit and losing weight.
Okay, that's good to hear.
It's ridiculous. I mean, when you try to lose weight and get fit, and all, you got to work it every day. You got to push yourself. You got to eat healthy. You got to turn down food. And, you know, you're basically alone. You're doing this on your own, you know?
A lot of times, yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do. But to improve your finances, that's a whole other thing. I mean, you basically got to do two things on your own. You got to, one, you got to give us a call.
Okay. Yep.
And two, you got to gather up your financial statements and all of that stuff. That's it. The rest we do together. I mean, we really make this so nice and easy for people.
Okay.
You know, when we get together, what do? We sit down. You know, if you're not trying to watch your weight too much, we have a nice cup of coffee with some hot chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
You know, and we sit down, we have a conversation. We get to know each other. We get to find out, you know, what it is you want to do in retirement. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What's on your bucket list? You know, when do you want to retire? You know, what kind of risk tolerance do you have? Are you a risk taker, or are you more conservative? You know, we need to know these things that help you put together a great plan. We want to show you how to maximize your options. You know, if you do have a pension plan, how do you pick the pension option that is really the best one for you and your family? Right. You know, how do you pick your best Social Security benefits? You can bring in so much more money if you pick in your Social Security benefits the right way. And you know what? There's very few people out there that actually know how to do it and to show you how to do it the right way. I mean, they'll all show you the rules of thumb. Oh, yeah, if you wait to 70, you'll make the most money. But, you know, how many of them are saying, well, if one spouse takes it at this time and the other one takes it at this time, you're actually going to make even more money than that. So, you know, these are all important decisions to make that if you don't know how to make them, you're in trouble. You're costing yourself some money here. You know, how do you structure your investments so you pay the least amount of taxes? How important is that?
Yeah.
I mean, we've shown people how to save a tremendous amount of money on their taxes. That's all extra money you can use in your retirement to live a fun and healthy and better retirement. You know, how do you invest your assets in this crazy market, you know, so that you don't put yourself so much at risk? Because, you know, when you do retire, your risk should change too. The way you invest money should change because you don't have the time to recoup. You know, if you have losses, you know, we have another one of those 50% losses in the stock market and you're trying to live off of your funds and you lose 50% of your money. That's not a good situation.
Right.
Not a good situation at all because then you're drawing money out of your funds, which have already come down because the market's down, and then those funds won't be there when the market comes back up like they normally would during your working years.
Right.
So it's very important to understand the strategy of how to invest when you do retire. And then you have folks who, some of them haven't really saved enough money for retirement. And they need to know, well, what can I do about that? How can I change things? You know, we can show people how to set things up. Maybe it means working a little bit longer. Maybe it means saving a little bit more money. Maybe it means changing your expenses. You know, sometimes you can move to a little different area or a different type of home, still have a tremendous retirement, but lower your expenses. All these things are all important.
Yeah.
And, you know, what about if you have done such a tremendous job of saving, but you don't really realize that you might be able to retire even younger? You know, because you've done such a tremendous job of saving. You know, what if you could live on more money in your retirement than you thought? Wouldn't that be nice to enjoy the funds? Because you can't take them with you, right? So all of this stuff is really, really important. We had some folks that called in and they had these concerns and we were able to show them exactly what to do.
Yeah, and this couple was in their early 60s, and he just retired. She was planning to retire in June of this year. And they saved about $1 million for their retirement and live on about $100,000 of income per year.
Okay.
You know, so they needed to make sure that they were able to supplement that income that they needed. They both had not taken their Social Security yet, so they wanted us to look into that situation, see if we could find them some extra money. You know, the thing about Social Security is you put the money into it, and you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it.
That's right.
Because a lot of people look at it as something that is going to be one of their major income streams during their retirement. You know, so if this is going to be a major income stream, you can't change what you put into it. You already put the money into it that you put into it. Let's get the most out of it that we can.
Right.
You know, and in their situation, by waiting until age 70, they were going to be able to get around $676,000 more than if they had just done it when they retired. You know, so almost $700,000 more over their lifetime from Social Security.
Wow.
By utilizing the planning and the strategies that we have here at A Better Way Financial. So just by looking at that, not even changing any of the investments yet, we already put them ahead by almost $700,000.
Wow.
And then we looked at their portfolio. We said, okay, well, we took care of that. We took care of some of the income. Let's look at the investments. Let's see if we can make any improvements here. Now, your investments currently have done about 6.5% over the past 23 years. So not a bad rate of return, you know, but we believe we can do better. You know, if you had the same investments over the past 23 years, that's what we got, 6.5%. Another problem I see is that in your current portfolio, the markets can go down 50% and your portfolio can go down 30%. So if 2008 happens again, you're losing about a third of your money. You know, and they said, that's not something we feel comfortable with.
Right.
You know, so we said, okay, let's look at some solutions. Let's look at something to put it into a better position for you where you can tolerate the amount of risk that you're taking.
Okay.
You know, we said, we're actually going to improve that return from 6.5% to 7.8% is what would have happened over the past 23 years. So almost 1.3% more of interest on average per year, and lowering that drawdown, cutting that down in half. So instead of on a market crash going down 30%, they're only going down 15% in that 2008 type situation.
So you reduce their risk by half while also improving their return on their investments?
Exactly.
Wow.
And
nice.
that's by utilizing the strategies that you're getting the returns of the market with the market funds while lowering the risk in the portfolio on the safe side as well. And we took it one step further. We looked at, well, what are you paying in fees to your current advisor? And we showed them what their current fee is and what their fee would be with us. And we're actually saving them $3,000 in fees every single year on average. So that's about $65,000 less in fees over the next 20 years. They can definitely put that towards something nice.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather have that money in their pocket than in some advisor's pocket.
Wow.
You know, and then we looked at their tax situation. We showed them how to save $810,000 in taxes over their lifetime.
Jeez.
So by utilizing the right strategies, saving them over $800,000 in taxes. And what does that mean? You know, it's nice to have that money in your pocket and not in Uncle Sam, but
Yes.
what does that difference mean in their retirement? That means that they could live on an additional $35,000 of after-tax income each and every single year, going up for inflation as long as they live. So we plan a long, healthy life, plan to 95. They can keep having that income come in and not have to worry about running out of money. So that's what we were able to do for these folks. $35,000 more of income per year. Could you imagine what you could do with an extra $35,000
New
of
car
income
this
during your
year,
retirement?
new kitchen next year, taking
Exactly.
all the grandkids on a vacation.
More
So
travel.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
lots
awesome.
of fun things.
Yeah, make your lifestyle better. You know, make it one that you want to live. You know, people dream of their retirement. They dream of having this time where they can do what they want with their funds, where they don't have to worry so much about watching every dollar like when you were saving before retirement. Now you get to spend it. That's what you saved that money for. And that's what we were able to explain to them and show them. And, you know, if you're listening and you've saved $500,000 or more and you're 55 and older, we want to be able to develop a financial plan for you where we're going to be able to show you, when can I turn on my Social Security? What type of income stream should I have in my retirement? Do I have a pension? What pension options should I take? We'll look at your risk. We'll look at the returns of your portfolio and make sure that that's in line with how you feel, in line with the returns and the risk that you need in your portfolio. And then we'll look at the fees that you're paying. You know, are you paying too much in fees? Can we save you money there? And, you know, one of the bigger things that we do here that not many people do is we look at your tax planning. We are tax professionals who are going to look at your situation and say, you're paying too much in taxes or you're doing everything right. Or is there any room for improvement? That's what we're here to look at. So if you have these same kinds of concerns and you want to learn how much income you can live on for the rest of your life, what are some strategies to lower fees in your portfolio, get the risk and the return right in your portfolio, and pay less in taxes, you need to go to abetterwayfinancial.com and click on the Sign Up Now button so that we can begin to have this conversation with you.
Thanks for listening to A Better Way Financial, the podcast with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com and join the Guidas for the radio show, A Better Way Financial, Saturdays at noon and Sundays at 12:30 on News Radio 790 WAEB.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.